everyone, welcome back to the channel. So right now you are witnessing what's usually considered a freak event, coming from the fact most of the time when I make videos I completely forget I have a YouTube channel for 6 months and no one hears from me and everyone assumes I'm dead. But this time you guys absolutely blew my last video out of the water, and I have way more subscribers than I used to, so I feel like you know, it's only fair to please this new audience. I actually do something with this channel, and try and get it to be more than just a dump for random stuff that I do and make it consistent. So here I am trying to make it consistent. Today I don't have any new art to show anyone, because currently I've been working on Art Fight and I've been having some you know, things going on in my personal life. So, yeah, I haven't really been doing much other than that. But that's okay, because I have some super duper old footage from all the way, from the spring that I never got to share with everyone. So I'm gonna do that now. These drawings are not as complicated as the last drawings I did. They're just kind of cutesy ones that I made to sell as prints and postcards and stuff, and also sorry you can't actually buy those unless you meet me in person for cons because I don't have a website. But one day, one day I'll have a website where people can actually buy my stuff. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. The point is, that's what we're doing today. We're just gonna go over these older drawings I did of some cute little fruit-themed fae, because why not, right? Everyone likes fae, most people like fruits. Yeah, that's the theme for this video, just making cute little fairies based off of fruit. It sounds pretty silly now that I say it. But yeah, that's what's going on. If this video does really good, I will try and do a part 2, where maybe I'll do some more summery fruits instead of the original spring ones that were in the original lineup. But yeah, I'll stop wasting your time. Let's get into the video. Alright, first up is the Strawberry Fae. This is actually the only design where there's 2 Fae present and not 1, and I think that's because this is actually a holdover design from when I wanted to make the set about gay fairies, because fruity, like it's a pun. And I guess somewhere along the line I either forgot about it or decided just not to do it that way. I mean, I guess you could interpret the rest of them as gay, it's just like there's no partner to them. It's just them. But this one there's 2, so yeah. And there's also 2 because this one has a major emphasis on love as a theme. Obviously, you know, hearts are not hearts. Strawberries are heart-shaped, and I really wanted to emphasize that because I think it's super duper cute. There's also lots of pink and red, and those are very, like, lovely colors. And yeah, that includes the Fae themselves. They're a little couple, because love. Their bodies, like their posing, is even kind of in a heart shape if you look at them, just because of the way they're wrapping around the strawberry. So yeah, that's the secondary motif, I suppose, for this drawing. Love! Yippee! One of the Fae represents the flower of the fruit, and then the other one is the fruit itself. I tried to incorporate the flower into a lot of these designs, if the fruit in question had a corresponding flower, because flowers are pretty and whimsical, and it's nice to have one other thing to work off of than just the fruit, because sometimes fruit can be really boring, and you need a little bit of something else to kind of act as a helper. Oh, what are you up to? Sorry, my cat just like skittered across the floor. I don't know what she's up to. But yeah, so that was a secondary motif, both the flower and the fruit, and they're lovers, and it's cute. So yeah, their wings also are shaped like strawberry slices because it was a perspective on the fruit that isn't present anywhere else in this drawing, and I thought it would be a good point of reference. I really don't like drawing wings. I mean, that's not true. I've gotten better at it, but I have a habit of being kind of bad at drawing wings. So it was nice using something else as reference to kind of have a better idea of what they should look like. And yeah, that's what I chose, because I thought it would be nice. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about these cutesy little gals. I think they turned out great. probably one of my favorites in the set. They're not like the favorite, but they're up there. So, yeah, let's move on to the next one. Alright, next up is the Cherry Fae. So you might already notice what's kind of odd about the Cherry Fae, which is that they are actually two-headed, or conjoined twins. And you might think this is odd, because this is supposed to be a cutesy set, and to that I say, why can't conjoined twins be cutesy? You know, it's a real thing. I mean, like, it's not... I don't know, I feel like they're, like, they're stigmatized and, like, made into, like, a horrific thing so often. It's just like... Those are just normal twins, dude. Just be normal about it. But yeah, and they're also two-headed because cherries are two-headed. Like, literally, the fruit has two fruits on it. So, I just thought it would be a really cute parallel, so that's what I did. They are actually not quite identical twins, which I think is not accurate to real conjoined twins. I'm pretty sure they're usually identical. I could be wrong. Someone fact-check me on that, I guess. But you can see that one of them has, I believe... Yes, sorry, I'm like zooming into the image when I'm recording this. One of them has pointy eyelashes, the other one has round eyelashes, and one of them has a little pointy nose, and the other one has a little round nose. So yes, they're not quite identical. But they match each other because, you know, they're happy being siblings. They're having a good time. One side is also the fruit, and one side is also the blossom again. On the right, you can see that they have, like, these little pantaloons, or perhaps, like, a different kind of skirt. I didn't decide. But it looks more like the fruit, and so does their little puffy sleeve. And then on the mismatched side, those elements are replaced with, like, a sakura motif. Or, you know, sakura blossoms. Obviously, I had to use sakura blossoms in this design because it's like, that's like one of the main things people think of when they think of cherries. They think of cherry blossoms. So, like, it felt weird if I didn't include them somewhere. Plus, they're just super duper pretty and cute. So, yeah. Speaking of that, their wings actually represent the petals too. I'm sure you can tell just based on the way they're drawn. Though they do kind of get lost back there. With everything else going on. But yeah, they're supposed to look like little sakura blossoms. So that's where my inspiration for the wings came this time. And the last thing I have to say is just I'm really proud of the hair. I try to include a lot of, you know, different hairstyles and textures in my artwork. And braids and dreads are always... Like, they're super duper pretty, and I like drawing them because the result is always worth it, but god dang it, it's so hard to draw, I'm sorry. But I think that these hairstyles are super duper cute, and I like that by themselves, it just, you know, obviously one of them has one pigtail. Well, I guess they have two braids each, but it's like one pigtail together, and then when they're together, it looks like it's almost like twin tails. I just think that's a cute design choice. Patting myself on the back, as always, I know, but, yeah. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about these little girls. I think that they're my favorite. I know I said, that the Strawberry Fae were, like, my second favorite. These are my favorite. I just think they turned out so sweet. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Alright, next up is the Peach Fae. The Peach Fae is one of two designs that was actually suggested by somebody. So this was not, like, originally my idea for who I wanted to include in the set, but I needed more designs to kind of, like, fill out the roster, and someone suggested Peach. So I did a Peach. Specifically, they wanted a Peach Fae with their backside showing in, like, a cute way. So I agreed to do that because it sounded cute, and here we are. But yeah, I'm also happy that they chose Peach because peaches are really, really pretty, actually. Like, they have a lot of very pretty sunsetty colors, specifically, like, southern... I think these are considered, like, southern peaches. I know that there's, like, these peaches, and then there's, like, Japanese peaches. And Japanese peaches are, like, pink, but, like, these ones are orangey and sunsetty, and I think they grow in the U.S. Someone fact check me on that again. I don't know. But yeah, point is, the colors are super pretty. So I'm happy with that. And also, I think that their outfit turned out super duper cute. The little the little brown pattern on their pantaloons is supposed to look like little peach pits, hence the brown, obviously. And same thing with their little sleeves, their little princessy sleeves. Lots of shape language in these to try and communicate things. A lot of it just kind of boils down to being round, because most fruit is round, but, I don't know, I feel like she looks like a little peach in her own way. Her little hairstyle is obviously also supposed to be peaches. You know, they're cute little buns, and then they have the little flowers as like they're almost like a scrunchie, I guess. And then they have little leaves coming off, and it's very, very cute. And her wings, once again, are peach slices, just like how the Strawberry Fae have little strawberry slices as their wings. So there you go. I think she turned out cute. She has, yeah. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. That's basically it. She's just a cutie patootie, just like everyone else in the set. So yeah, we can move on to the next one. Okay, next up is the Kiwi Fae, which was also recommended by a friend of mine who is quite fond of kiwis. And another one that I don't think I would have put this one in here if I didn't get such a suggestion for it, because kiwi is kind of an odd fruit, but I know that it is one that people like a lot, so yeah, not a bad choice at all. I think that this is one of the most unique designs I ended up making. For this one, my goal was to make one that was sort of androgynous or more masculine than the other ones, because so far this set has been very filled with cutesy little girl looking characters, and there's nothing wrong with that, of course, but you know, Fae can be any gender, and can present any way, so I think that it only makes sense to have at least a few that are outside of that super frilly, girly aesthetic, and this is my attempt at one of those. I didn't want to make them look too, like, modern, I guess, but I also didn't want to make them too, like, frilly, and I think I reached a good balance. They kind of have, like, a t-shirt thing going on, but I gave them those, like, ruffles to kind of illustrate that, like, they're still flouncy a little bit. they're still a little magical. It's just that they're also kind of boyish in a way. Their design is also kind of based off of my friend's persona, like just the friend who recommended to make Kiwi in the first place, as kind of just like, I guess, a little tribute to them, because like they're the one who suggested it. I thought it would be cute if they looked kind of similar. So yeah. Kiwis have very pretty flowers, which is something I did not even know until I did this. So now I know kiwis have very, very pretty flowers. I don't even think I don't think my silly little way of drawing flowers could even like properly show how pretty these flowers are. They're really, really cute looking. But yeah, a big emphasis here is obviously this round shape, which is the kind of incision, or not incision, but like the slice of a kiwi, because I feel like the outside is pretty boring, pretty normal. Well, not normal because it's furry. Most fruit isn't furry. But you know what I mean. It's pretty I'm trying to find the words. I guess like unobtrusive. But then you cut inside and it's like, whoa, there's all these colors here. This almost like drawbreaker type thing going on. So that's really what I honed into for this design. And then obviously I did still want to include the fuzz somewhere. So their scruffy hair is kind of supposed to be the fur on the outside of a kiwi. And then of course their wings, you can kind of tell, are also the same slice pattern as the rest of the slices of kiwi. But yeah, I really, really like this one. I think they're super cute. I think they're kind of groovy. Their pants remind me of like the 70s. But yeah, that's all I have to really say about. Oh yeah, also their little freckles are kind of supposed to look like the seeds that you see on the inside of kiwis. That too. I think that's an important detail. A lot of these characters have freckles actually to represent seeds and such. I just forgot to mention it the other times. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this little goober. I think they turned out good. Alright, next up is the Blueberry Fae, which, just a warning, I know almost for certain that I'm gonna have the least to say about this one, because designing them was, like, kind of a struggle, because I really wanted to include, sorry, I'm talking too fast. I really wanted to include blueberries, because I feel like it's such, like, a iconic, I suppose, fruit. Everyone has had blueberries, everyone knows what blueberries are, but also, like, blueberries are kind of boring looking. I mean, they kind of come just in, like, a couple different shades of blue, and, that's basically it. But, for this one, I decided to really focus in on the flower because of this, because despite how boring blueberries look, they have these, like, really cute looking little trumpet flowers. And I think that they're just so sweet and delicate, and I wanted to include them. So her little bonnet looks like one, also kind of looks like a blueberry just because of the shape. And then she has this little, like, tutu surrounding her pantaloons that kind of look like it. It's very sheer, so it's kind of hard to see, but it is there. And obviously there's the vine of the flowers kind of down there at the bottom. For this, I mostly just had to use shape language of, like, hey, blueberries are round, and that's all you get, you know? The wings aren't anything specific, they're just kind of blue, round, bubbly wings. There is, like, a sense of, like, bubbliness here with, like, the glasses and the transparency and everything, so I guess that's something to be of note. I tried to use a lot of different shades of blue. There's, like a pure blue and, like, a more purpley blue. So there's that too. This one specifically reminds me the most of Strawberry Shortcake. I know that, like, all of these are kind of based on Strawberry Shortcake. Well, not, like, based directly, but they remind me of Strawberry Shortcake. That wasn't my intention when I designed them. It was just kind of how the cards fell, because it's like, there's only so many ways that you can design cute flower-themed cottagecore girls before they all kind of just loop back around to Strawberry Shortcake. But this one reminds me the most of Strawberry Shortcake, which is odd, because she doesn't look like Blueberry Muffin or anything. Or, is it Blueberry Muffin? Is it Blueberry something else? I think it's Blueberry Muffin is the Strawberry Shortcake character. Doesn't look like her very much. It's just like this little bonnet and these little pantaloons are like the most distinct on here, I think, and that's what's kind of reminding me of Strawberry Shortcake. But yeah, she's still very, very cute. Don't get me wrong. I just think she's kind of basic in comparison to everyone else, but that's okay. You know, it's okay to not be super flashy. Sometimes you just need to be round and cute and blue, and sometimes that's enough. Okay, I'll stop rambling now, and move on to the next one, which I'll hopefully have more, important things to talk about. Or not important, but just more to say. I don't know. I'm rambling more. Let's move on. I'm sorry. Alright, we're finally to the last one in this set. This is the Grape Fae, another one that I tried to keep more masculine, or androgynous, more on the masculine side. I know that I only really draw pretty boys, so maybe it's kind of hard to tell that this is supposed to be a masculine character of mine, but it's the closest you're gonna get. Sorry about that. My voice went out for a second. I'm recording this in the early morning, so sorry if my voice has sounded, kind of bad. I made sure to, like, eat and drink and everything before recording, but sometimes it still comes in a little bit. Anyway, this character is obviously kind of based off of Greco-Roman type stuff. I didn't look up, like, a proper toga pattern or anything. He's just wearing, like, a swath of clothing that kind of looks like a toga. It's just easier that way. But he's got a little, like, vine crown with little grapes on it, and he's got the vines going down his legs and everything. He's supposed to kind of be based off of Dionysus a little bit, or Bacchus, I guess, if you're going to go with the Roman interpretation. Just because, you know, their whole thing is wine. Grape is made, or wine's bleh. Wine is made out of grapes, that kind of thing. So I thought it would be cute if he was kind of a parallel to those characters. Obviously a lot less, I guess, R-rated than those characters would be. He's not drinking wine, and he's not being flirtatious or anything. He's just a cute little guy munching on some grapes, being a bit lazy, and that's all you really need in life, I guess. There really isn't a very notable, like, flower for grapes, because of the fact that they're, like, growing vines. So I just use the vines as his motif as, like, a stand-in. Same thing with, like, the leaves and stuff. And that's what I made his, little wings based on. His wings are based off of the leaves of, the plant. And that's all I have to really say about him, honestly. I think he turned out super cute. I think that all of the motifs look good on him, and I think he's very unique in the set, both because, of course, he's more masculine, but also because, like, this silhouette of, like, more flowy shapes and stuff doesn't really show up in the rest of the designs. Most of them are very, like, round, but he's very pointy. He's a pointy guy. Oh yeah, this is probably a good time to bring up the fact that, like, well, maybe not the best time because this is the very end of the video, but sorry if the, you know, the colors have been messed up on these, in comparison to the final product. It's just because I work in CMYK, and my time-lapse, recordings don't record in CMYK, so, the final product color is always a little bit different than the colors that it shows on screen. Please forgive me for that, and apologies for the fact I did not mention it until the very end of the video, because I completely forgot to mention it. But yeah, I hope that didn't bother everyone too terribly much. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this goober. And with that, this is the end of the video. Here are all of the final results for all of the Fae together. I think they look very, very nice as a set, personally. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who blew up the last video to the point where I felt like I needed to make this one. You are all been super duper great. I love your comments. I love, you know, all of the attention that everything has been getting. It's nice to feel like people have been appreciating my art recently. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. If you'd like a part 2 to this, let me know. Tell me what kind of fruits you would want to see next time if you do want a part 2. You know, just do whatever you want, like, subscribe, comment, you know how to use YouTube. You've been here long enough. So yeah, I hope everyone has a lovely morning, evening, or night, depending on when you're watching this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!